First off, give me your first and last name and what is your position? What do you do?
Well, my name is Todd Hathorn. I am a board member on New Mexico Election Integrity. We also teach poll challenging for actually anybody that wants it.
So, being in election integrity, I'm sure this decision is of great concern of yours. Tell me about the decision from the Secretary of State allowing people to now become permanent absentee voters. What are the biggest concerns right now that you and your organization are holding?
Well, first of all, I don't speak for the organization. This is my own personal opinion. Secondly, this decision is not good. It's a typical flood the zone kind of response. The more ballots there are available, the more likely it is that the person that marks the ballot might not be the person who was intended to receive the ballot. That's a big problem.
I agree with that. I did see that you could go online and make the request to get these things permanently. Is there any way that the person can be identified who is filling out that form online?
Yes, there is. There are some safeguards. I don't want to just absolutely say that the whole thing is completely, that it's fraught with fraud or anything like that. There is a concern, though, because that specific issue is that it basically eliminates one of the checkpoints, which would be that the person requesting the ballot is the person who is registered to vote at that particular address. That check goes away.
And that is a major concern because now for one, I'm for having an identification to vote. I mean, I can't write a check without ID, so I feel like I should also have ID in order to vote. And this takes that completely away. I agree, and that's dangerous.
It is, and it's to mailboxes. We know that the Secretary of State, and the Secretary of State knows that there are errors in the voter rolls. We know that. This is not hard to prove. You can roll up on addresses when you're running campaigns where there isn't a building there. There's literally just a lot. Commercial buildings and circumstances like that. We're not happy to be in a place where those kind of things occur. The clerks generally do try and pay attention to those issues when they're brought to their attention. Some clerks better than others, but the clerks themselves should be concerned about that kind of a problem. I don't like the idea of a permanent roll because of losing one of those checks.
What kind regards to voter integrity?
Well, the first thing is that it's really clear that the person that would need to be most attentive to this is a candidate in a very close race. And by close, I mean when they're at a place that they're within a 1 percentage point, the automatic count is there. Those folks that ask for permanent, it would be a very important process to go back and verify some of that information. They're actually in the best place. Given the case law that's out there right now, they are the best person to, for lack of a better word, without, I don't want to overstep the position, but to prosecute a problem like that would be a candidate who's in a very close race.
Is there anything we the people can do to affect this decision one way or another? I mean, granted, yes, I could decide, no, I'm not going to be on that roster and still go to the poll myself. But what can we do as a community, as the people in general, to make this change so this doesn't exist? Is there anything we can do?
Yes. You need to hold the legislators responsible for this problem. And that's specific to your legislator in your district. You need to find out how they voted. Remember, Maggie is not operating without permission from the legislature to do this. It's something that the legislature debated, and there was a vote on it, and the legislature allowed it to occur. And so holding legislators responsible for this very specific issue means that you need to know which bill it was, and the point being the legislature is the one that allowed it, and Maggie would not do that without the legislature's approval. While I don't always agree with Maggie Toulouse Oliver, there are limits to her authority, and she does know that.